Okay, so in my last video, we were talking a little bit about the First Amendment and just slightly about the Second Amendment. Um, I want to talk a little bit more about the Second Amendment. You know, I think that it shouldn't just be a right to own a gun. I think it should be a responsibility. I think everybody in the United States should be required to own a gun. I think it is up to you to protect yourself, your home, your family. And that if the statistics are showing that in the area that you live in, the crime rate is off the charts, all the more reason for you to be required to protect yourself and your family. The weird thing, again, is that the locations with the highest gun crimes are the locations with the strictest gun laws. When people are screaming everywhere, back and forth, trust the science, trust the math, okay? The areas with the strictest gun laws have the worst gun crimes. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, the reason for that is that the people that don't have guns have no way of protecting themselves from the people who won't abide by the law. Okay, keeping guns out of the hands of people does not keep people safe. Ask Florida and Texas, all right? When shootouts happen down here, somebody else intervenes, and often it's not the cop, unfortunately, because the cop might not get there in time. It's another civilian who's legally armed and capable to protect himself and his surroundings from an unauthorized shooter. I don't know how else to say it. Guns protect people, okay? Guns keep people safe. Guns are not bad. Bad people are bad, but guns are not bad. And it's really interesting when there is a shootout and when a civilian takes ownership of the situation and solves the problem, okay, neutralizes the gun holder that was killing people. When it's not a cop that puts the gunman in place, when it's a civilian, that's bad for press. Because press is always saying that guns are bad, they should be eliminated. No one should have a gun, guns are not safe. People that have guns end up killing their kids because somehow the kid grabs a gun and shoots himself, and it's all the parents' fault. That's all you ever hear, okay? But when the gun is not the problem, when it's the person who has the gun that's a problem, and that person is taken care of by another person who does have a gun, who uses it properly, that doesn't get any press. Why not? I don't know. Why didn't the cop take care of the situation? I don't know. The cop wasn't needed, though, in that case, because someone else was closer and it took care of the problem with the gun that they had. So, I know this is going to trigger a lot of people, but guns are good. Guns are good, guys. Guns are not bad. Guns are good. Guns are very good. Guns are great. Guns are amazing. And the more guns, the better. And everybody in the United States should be not just given the right, but they should be required to own a gun. Because it is your responsibility to take care of yourself and your family, to protect yourself and your family from crazy people that might be in and everywhere, okay? It could cause problems. You know, when you're getting car insurance, you actually get a better premium if your car has an alarm on it. Why? Because it's one additional way for you to protect yourself from someone that might try to rob you or take your car away from you, all right? If your home doesn't lock, okay, it's easier for an intruder to get in. Having provisions available, having things around you that can help you protect yourself and your family is not a bad thing. And there are more sane people in the country than there are insane people, okay? Do I think you should be required to have some type of screening before you get a gun? Yeah, I think that's decent. You know, we don't want, at this point, everybody's so scared of guns. The only people that are going to run up to grab guns that are made more available are probably people that don't have very good, ideas of how to use the gun. But if you look back in ancient societies, okay, if you look at even tribal societies like the Indians, all right, who used to live in Native America, every man knew how to use his weapon. It wasn't like, okay, just 5 out of the 50 of us will know how to use a bow and arrow. No, everybody knows how to use a bow and arrow. And everybody has their own bow and arrow. And you'll look like an idiot if you don't have a bow and arrow. Because that just makes sense. Why wouldn't you have a way to protect yourself and your family? Okay? And as the technology increases, as the technology gets better, your weaponry should get better. Okay, imagine you're watching Star Wars, all right, and the protagonist doesn't have a lightsaber because he doesn't believe in lightsaber violence. That's absurd. You would want him to have a lightsaber, okay? You would want him to be armed and ready in case something was coming after him. And for you to tell yourself that nothing's trying to come after you, just go scream at the next feminist and tell her to walk down the street, in the middle of the night and tell her that everything's gonna be fine because nothing's coming after you, okay? That's the one person's gonna tell you she's scared to death to walk down the middle of the aisle all alone in the middle of the night, okay? Yes, something just might come after you, and that's why you should be armed and ready to defend yourself if in the event you're brought into a horrible situation, you're approached by an attacker, you have a way to survive the situation. It is your responsibility to keep yourself safe. And that's why I support the Second Amendment. And I think that more people need to have guns, not less. And if you're afraid of guns, it's because you are a wuss and you do not deserve the right to call yourself a protector of your family or your society because you're not taking steps to be that person who can defend them against an armed and dangerous criminal who might wreak a lot of havoc that you could have avoided had you been prepared. So that's all I have to say on the topic, and I will see you guys next time.